What is up? How is it going? Welcome back to the Bending Ballistics channel. Today, what we're going to talk about is the age-old discussion amongst AR-15s on which is better, 5.56 or 2.23. And we're going to talk about it. So the biggest difference being between 2.23 and 5.56 is the chamber itself, where the 5.56 holds higher pressure than the 2.23 chamber. The chamber isn't always better. Now, with 5.56 chamber, you can shoot both 2.23 and 5.56, where 2.23 chamber, you can only shoot 2.23. And I know I'm going to have naysayers in the comments down below that say 2.23 wild. I can shoot both. We're not even going into that yet. We're only specifically talking about these two chamber offerings right here, 5.56 and 2.23. So, where the 2.23 begins to outshine the 5.56 is in accuracy and dependability of consistency in accuracy. Now, the cost of the 2.23 typically can be a little bit higher because you start getting into match grade ammunition versus just military surplus ammunition in the 5.56. And I'm not saying you cannot be accurate with 5.56. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is typically a 2.23 chambered rifle is more consistently accurate over the 5.56. 2.23 offers multiple different bullet weights and bullet lengths, whereas 5.56 you're typically limited to 55, 62, or 77 grain bullets, where 2.23 you can go 40 grain all the way up to 88, possibly 92, depending on where you're purchasing your bullets from. Now, the 2.23 is known for giving super tight groups. I know people personally that shoot 2.23 in PRS and shoot some of the tightest groups I've ever seen in my life. Now, there is a tactical division of PRS that you shoot tactical rounds, i.e. 5.56, 7.62, 308, 2.23, and even those guys typically are shooting 2.23 or 5.56 77 grain projectiles. Now, what makes the 2.23 chamber the biggest difference is the alignment of the bullet into the chamber compared to the 5.56, where the 5.56 chamber is slightly longer and a slightly quote-unquote looser chamber. The bullet has to travel further through the lands to get to the rifling to stabilize the bullet, therefore causing the inaccuracy of or the non-mechanical accuracy as the 2.23 chamber naturally has on its own, because it's a tighter chamber with shorter lands and grooves rooting you to the rifling, creating a mechanical accuracy that is tighter and more consistent than the 5.56. Now, depending on your rifle, if you're just shooting just a cheap 5.56 rifle, you're not really as concerned about accuracy as you are dependability. Where the 2.23 is often a cheaper, quote-unquote cheaper, ammo and easier to find. 5.56 surplus ammo you can buy in high volume and save a few bucks because you can find it in that surplus volume, whereas 2.23 the military doesn't use, so you're not going to find that influx of 2.23 just in totes and crates and stuff like that, where 5.56 you can. If your primary goal is paper punching at moderate distances or competitions where peak accuracy is everything, the 2.23 will actually give you the edge over the 5.56. So, to wrap it up, if you choose 5.56, you're losing a little bit of accuracy. If you're choosing 2.23, you're gaining a little bit of accuracy. If your rifle is chambered in 5.56, meaning you can shoot either 5.56 or 2.23, you're kind of middle of the road. You're gaining a little, but you're losing just as much as you're gaining because you're chambering. If your rifle is only chambered in 2.23, meaning you can only shoot 2.23 in it, you want maximum power and velocity from your carbine, and you're prioritizing mechanical accuracy, tighter groups, then you're going to want 223. If you want to save money at the range, 556. Bottom line is, don't assume 556 is always a king. If your rifle is a precision tool, you may want to save money on reliable practice ammo with the good old trusty 223 Remington. It's still the absolute winner. But let me know down below what you say. Tell me why I'm wrong. I shoot a lot of 223. I don't shoot a lot of 556 because of the price difference. I don't see the advantage. Now, I do shoot for accuracy and speed. So, for me, the 223 does everything I need it to do. But don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And for the internet operators out there that are going to tell me that I'm wrong, I'm just going to say you don't shoot enough to worry about different bullet weights in your 9mm pistol. But until next time, everybody, thanks for watching.